Let's think back to our example of going to the movies from the last lesson. The example was, if we have any money, go to the movies, otherwise do nothing. This was an example of an if statement, as we only had one choice, go to the movies. However, what if we did have an alternate choice? For example, if we have more than £15, go see the movie in IMAX 3D, otherwise go see the movie in 2D. Now we have two distinct possible courses of action based on the amount of money. This is where an if-else statement comes into use. If we think back to our simple password validator program from last lesson, but now we want to print out an error message if the password is not 1234. Let's work through the new lines of Python code. On line 4 we have our else statement. This is the otherwise to our decision. We then output our message. This code will run when the Boolean expression returns false. As before with the if statement, with Python, notice the indenting of code for the if and else statements and the colons after them. An if-else statement is great when you want to do two possible things depending on if something is true or false. But what if we want to have lots of possible outcomes? Have you ever dialed up your mobile phone company and been given a menu option such as press 1 to listen to your balance, press 2 to make a payment, for anything else or to talk to an operator, please hold. This can be thought of as a series of decisions. You can press 1 or 2 or nothing. The way we write this is using an if, else statement. They are used when you have lots of possible choices, but each individual choice is either yes or no. If we were to draw this as a flowchart, it might look like this. Let's look at what is going on. We have our first question, do you want to press 1? If the answer is yes, we listen to the balance and then go to end. If the answer is no, we ask the next question, do you want to press 2? If the answer is yes, we make a payment and then go to end. If the answer is no, then we go to the default, which is to talk to an operator and then go to end. If we want to implement this in code, this could look like the following. Let's look at the new line of code that we haven't looked at before. On line 4 we have our else if statement. This allows us to check an alternative Boolean expression and run some different code if this returns true. You'll notice that in Python we write elif instead of elsif. The most important thing to remember about the if-else statement is that the program will work its way down the list until it comes to the first statement that is true, and then it will end. It will not find an if condition that is true, perform its code block, and then go to the else statement as well. So, when a selection has a clear choice of two outcomes, you need an if-else statement. If you have a series of choices like a menu, you need an if-else statement. The else acts as the choice left over when every option is false. Python uses elif for its else if statement.